to one more again. I hope everybody's I'm doing blessed and highly favored and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my grown extended beautiful family. Just thank you so much for the love and support. Y'all been dropping these daggone comments, man. I don't know what y'all got. Y'all be trying to get tearjerkers out of me and I can't stand it. Just like, oh, y'all know I'm so sensitive. Like, I don't know y'all keep doing that, but I greatly appreciate the support. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while, and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line. I would love a chance to hear from you. Get to know about you like you're getting to know me. Even if it's about the positive feedback from the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very informative, give you good vibes, or very uplifting to you that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times and needing spiritual guidance or needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give it a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites, wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. The music I'm listening to in the background is called Enhanced Self-Love, 528 hertz. Music for meditation, self-healing, frequency, soothing, meditation music. And I will post that link in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101, when Heyokas, when life comes at you hard, your spirit guides helps you to push even harder. It is so true. I was going on my nature walk this morning, and just speaking to the universe and stuff like that. Looking at all the pollen that's all outside. Like, ugh, gosh, it seemed like the weather is just, the seasons just unchanged like a drop of a hat. But just basically seeing everything that has been going on in my life, how things has transferred. I mean, transformed and transition in such a dramatic way. Has me looking at life so much differently. But like I always say, not every day is a positive day for you. When it just comes at, like, when you're trying to stay positive and there's always that one person that just want to just knock you all off your balance. I'll say, you know what, don't allow this person to let the old Roslynn come out. Please don't do it. Do not come out your don't come out your positive bubble. And at times it's kind of hard to do that, but it is just like the darkness of the enemy is is testing you, as well as the universe. They want you to be able to know you can roll with all punches. Now they can understand if it's like, you're going through a dreadful divorce, or, a death of a loved one. That's totally different, but you're still getting assistance from the powers that be, the universe, God, spirit guides, your loved ones that have passed. You're always tightly guided by them. Anytime things just get frustrated, you're trying your hardest to go ahead and do, everything that needs to be done to change your life, from how it used to be, dealing with things that has really placed you on your path. Like I said, anybody I've met that is just recently came on to their spiritual awakening either has disrupt in their family, where you have got, dealt with abuse, some kind of toxic toxic connection, death of a loved one, homelessness, divorces, and just going through that, just trying to get your peace of mind through all the change. And it's just like, if you're like me and the numbers come up and you're really trying to see what's going on in your life, that, the angels is trying to tell you that you're really trying to understand what is being placed on your life right now, what the things you need to look for, the things that you need to stay focused on, the things you need to part ways with, stepping away from certain things in life. And, life is going to test you all the time. You have to be able to be, you know, uh, ready at any time, and it's just like people from your past, that you don't even deal with no more, comes back. I've had that recently, and I'm just like, I'm good. I'm so good. It's just at that time, and it's not like, I love everybody, regardless if you have left me a bad taste in my mouth. I don't wish nothing on anybody. It took me a long time not to do that, because I feel like if you coming in my life and you have no good intentions and you got hidden motives, that makes me want to wish all all everything on you, but that makes me no better than you. you know and a lot of times these people are connecting with us because of the karmic cycles. It doesn't have to be something you're straight stuck in, but it's like that person has to connect with you in some kind of way. You usually find out either there's something in their life that connects with yours that you need to see from a different view, or they're coming to help you get to your next chapter of your life, which even when that's karmic cycle and they're reflecting the same things you need to you know make peace with. you know um and it's just like when I look at my different situations, I can really you know when I'm allowing myself to look at it as a positive way, let me go ahead and say that everything happens for a reason. Life is not always a bed of roses. This the journey that we're on can pull you in so many different directions. Y'all know this. It tests you every day. Especially if you have addictions and stuff like that. How you used to deal with stress. How you used to deal with things that you're trying so hard to break part away in. Spirit guides and your angels, as well as universe, they're telling you things. Certain things is run its course. You have to allow yourself to let go of certain things in your life so the other can be welcomed in. Allow yourself not to give up. Do not allow other people's opinions or advice wreck what you got to do, because it's like it's easy to take advice from somebody, but they're not the one who has to deal with the consequences on what is going on in your life. Now if you're dealing with people that are very for you, because a lot of people are there for you to support and stuff like that, but there's also people that will work their way up, them supporting haters. Like I've told y'all before, it can be somebody that's in your life just to come back and wreck shop because they have envy of you, because of the things you got going on in your life, and they see how they wish they can be living that life. And it's just like they'll see the glitz and glamour of the parts that when you're getting your blessings, they see that, but they don't see the down times where you don't sit up here and cry behind closed doors. You've been angry at the world and felt like everybody need to pay for everything that you have ever went through. They don't see that. They just see the parts of you're leveling up, you're getting better, your consciousness is raising, you're starting to see things as in different ways. You're understanding why certain things had to take place in your life for you to be where you are right now. And those are where your strengths come from. It's just like your spirit guides are always there. They don't want you to feel like you anytime you need some assistance, they want you to be able to go to them. They don't want you asking anybody for nothing. I say, when I'm going through the things I'm going through, I just get very angry, especially with the things I have going on when it comes to my father and his estate and stuff like that. I got angry about that because there were so many people that in my mom's dying declaration she had placed in my life, that she's like, hey, if I can't get her to meet her biological mom and be with her dad, please help my daughter get home. People that she would have never thought that would have betrayed me, but then they still wanted to be in my life. But when I needed them to help me get home, oh, I don't want to get involved in this and this and this and that. And I'm just like, if this was your child, what would you do? Or how would you feel if somebody turned them away when you asked, that was the last thing you probably asked them to do, just in case, the people that you really trusted, you would feel so betrayed that you would do that. And it made me very mad to that point where, what, I used to say everything in the world to them, but now it's just at that point, I get it. I understand. It's like, when I finally got where I needed to be, whenever God would bless me with that, for me to be able to get that closure, nobody can ever say, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't be there. Or if it wasn't, I tell my kids that all the time. It's like, well, mom, these people said they were going to help me with this and this and that. We planned all this together. Now I'm out here on my own. I said, a lot of times that's a blessing in disguise, because when you go skyrocket and you the star of whatever kind of situation you're placing your life in for the better, nobody can never sit up here and say, if it wasn't for such and such, they wouldn't have been there. Or if I didn't do this for them, they wouldn't be there. You're getting everything on your own. There's no shortcuts. There's no, helping hand up under the table. It's all you, your hard work, your determination, your motivation. You're raising your consciousness, allowing yourself not to be distracted by, the chaos surrounding you, allowing you to be on your stuff. You have to be able to psych your mind out and saying, this, that, and the third. These people are trying to put their hands in my cookie jar on where I'm trying to get to. They want to be able to have that free ride, or, they're trying to make sure I don't get there. They want to divert you to make sure you don't get there. I've had that, in my life when people found out all the things that was going on in my life. I guess they thought I was blowing smoke, and then they find out everything is true. And then, there was a lot of people that was for me, but there was also a lot of people that trying to block me from that. And I got very angry. I said, if this, regardless of who my family is, this is still my family, regardless of who they are, what, God, regardless of what kind of public figure they are, this was still denied from me. And I felt like life was not fair. I stayed angry for a while. There's times that I ain't even gonna lie, it skeets out a lot, but then I allow myself to know you got this, regardless of what anybody say or what they're trying to block you from. Whatever is for you is going to be for you. Even when it seemed like life ain't fair and people done threw all the punches to make sure, this didn't happen for you. But if the shoe was on the other foot, they'll be, all up in their feelings if somebody did that to them. But they don't think about that. They just think about who my dad is, how much his net worth is, what all the stuff he had, all that. But they're not thinking about this is a man who never got a chance to rekindle that relationship with his father. This is the same daughter that couldn't even, rekindle anything with the mom because, there were so many things said about her to make sure that none of this came out. And it makes you feel like you're in a world of your own, you know. But it was just like going through all these different things has made me, you know, project and reflect the things that I've gone through in life, knowing they can get better, regardless of where you see your life going or you don't see your life going. There's times that doubt is going to be popped in your head when you're feeling like you're in a world by yourself and there's nobody to turn to, there's nobody to relate to, there's nobody you can really vent to, knowing if you, even if you talked about it, you're going to still be in your feelings about it. Even though you talked about it, made you think it would make you feel better, there's still that, that somewhat of that anger or a bad taste in your mouth, that how can people be so hateful? How can people be so this, and they're not seeing it's like a person, but they're just seeing him as who my dad is. They're not seeing him as a human being that longed to be with his daughter, longed to connect with the firstborn and all that. But it is just like when I allow myself to really see it from a different view, life wasn't kind to me, but these are the situations I signed up for. You know how I was signing up for it, but I signed up for it. And there's days, I tell y'all drop these comments, when I do one-on-one with other people and stuff like that. What we go through is not easy. There will be some days that we will be basking in the ambience of the sunshine, and there's some days that we'll be, drowning in our sorrows of the storm. But you have to be able to balance those things out, even when it feels like you're neck deep in uncertainty. When things doesn't look clear to you, you have to allow yourself to trust the universe and trust the process is going through. These battles is going to form you into something you have never could just grasp that you already are. you know you had to go through these incidences where everything was shut off. You couldn't remember who you were, what in your life you were doing, you know things that has taken place in your life. It's just like it can be very hectic. Who is, and there are so many people that I've connected with, and they told me their life story, what has brought them to this path, what they endured, what they're desperately trying to heal from. Because in your heart, you want to heal from that stuff. But at the same time, I don't know if it's ego or, your inner child or whatever, but there's parts of you that, are really hurt that these things had to take place and these things had to go this way for you to be able to remember who you are, what you can always be, and what you can make yourself out to be even more. It's just like we have gone down this path, and it's just, oh God. Y'all know what y'all been through. There's times, people have allowed me to know the things that they endured, growing up, or, they had to deal with in their adolescence or even as an adult. Life hasn't been kind to you. Life hasn't really been fair. You when you allow yourself to try to at least have a smile on your face, in your heart and your soul, you're still crying. In your mind, it feels like you're about to lose it, but you still try to keep that image or that persona. It's kind of hard for you to be transparent at that time when you're still healing from things that you're really trying to come to terms with. Because there are times there, I've even been there where I get angry with myself. It's like, why can't you just let this go? Why do you allow yourself to still cry over things that you know people that you trusted didn't didn't care about you the way you cared about them? And they're not the people that you thought they were. I mean, if it was anybody off the street, I think I would have been okay. But when it came in that close to me, I ain't even gonna lie, it was hard for me. I had trust issues like a mug. I did not allow people. I'm like, what kind of intentions you got to come in my life? Because if it's like, when you had parents or want to be talking about parents do that to you, and I mean, didn't care. They didn't care. And there's times I even ask, how the hell do you sleep at night when you know what you have done? You know, and it's just like my determination of helping others. That's what keeps me going at times. Being able to see this tragedy is going to be the biggest blessing that has ever occurred in my life. um, Being able to see all the people I've helped, the people I've talked to on the side, giving them that that positive, you know, uh, that positive words that you need to hear at times, and that's just like, it's not gonna always be this way. The things that you're going through that it makes you feel like you're drowning. You have assistance all over the place. There's times when you really feel like you're gonna lose it, and it just so happened a miracle will come in, and you'll hear like a right video, or you could be on a social media site and it drops something that you can truly resonate with, that you truly needed to hear that day, that brought that lump in your throat to where you don't want to cry, but it just hit you that it was that that uh, like, God dog. But then that allowed you to know that you're not you're not in this situation alone. There's so many of us that can relate to the situations we've all been through. you know there's days you have those good days and you're like, yeah, I got this, yeah, I got this. And there'll be that one little thing, they'll backpedal your butt all the way about 10 to 20 paces back, and you'll feel some type of way, and then you get more angry because you're like, how did I allow this situation to get me back to where I don't even need to belong? Or how am I going to let this person to make me come out my character like that? Why am I going to allow something like that to happen? And I had to allow myself to really not come out of play with a couple of people or a few people, you know um and allow myself to keep going. And it's just like, life has its funny way of teaching you things, and it's not how you think it would be. They try to test your resistance, or you'll allow, there's a person that comes back in your life. I just had this a few days ago, and it's happened so frequently to me that there's blessings that I've had in connection with people. They're all blessings, whether it was good or bad. It was always a blessing to me. But there are so many people that had stabbed me in my back, and I'm just like, what, I'm used to it by now. And it's sad to be able to say that, but not everybody that comes into your life was meant to stay there anyway. And you have to allow yourself to hope for the best but expect the worst at the same time. So it's just like, after I've been through that so many times, especially since I've been on this situation, um I allow myself not to expect much. You know, if this person is supposed to connect with me, and I'm learning off of them and they're learning off of me, and then next thing you know, they're going on their path. You have to be able to send them on their way. It's like school. Y'all go ahead, y'all interact, y'all do these languages, y'all do these different projects, and boom, they're graduated. They gotta go, and all you can do is just wish the best for them. Even when it's somebody who has went out their way, knowing they had hidden agendas in your life. I've either, like I said before, I've had people in my life to try to block me from my blessings because they didn't want that to happen for me, because they felt like, oh, this and this and that. She didn't, she don't deserve that. I don't want her to feel like her life is more better than mine. And I'll be that person. It's not like I'm being arrogant, but you thought my life was better than yours. Everybody has their own different journey. And who I just so happen to be related to, that, hey, you got to get mad with God about that one. You can't get mad at me, but I'm doing what I need to do here. all my issues and anguish and pain and the things that I was lied to about, the things that I'm still coming to terms with, because more stuff is coming out. And it's just like, wow, it just keeps coming. You be one time, be good one minute, next thing something else pop up. And I have to allow myself to say, regardless of what has been said, regardless of what lies been told, what's been stole from me, what has been, deceptive, change of hands, or all these different people, and they mock me for it. You always have to think, when it comes to people doing it in the dark, is always going to come to light. And yeah, they might be laughing now because they're seeing you struggle. They see you, you're upset, you're in your feelings at times, but you're still determined. You're still determined. Don't do it just for them, but doing it for yourself. The best thing you can do, the best revenge you can do with people that are going out their way to make sure you suffer, is to move on. Keep doing more. So when you going off and doing something, they can't really talk about you then. They'll be making them think about themselves, because while they're doing those things, they don't realize when it comes down to it, you're going through your lesson and blessing when it comes to them doing the things they did to you. And then when you the one who's going to show up and show out on that situation, they're going to be right on that lesson of blessing of how you treat people. Not everybody that you lose is a loss. When you came with pure intentions in somebody's life and they didn't do the same for you, oh, they're the one who cheated themselves out. You didn't lose nothing. And I tell people that, there's times you can really be hurt, that the people you went all the way out your way for won't even skip a daggone petal in a pond for you. And it's okay. Don't allow your character to change because of people like that. And at times it's hard to not do that, especially when you have had people come at you and like, God, dog, I did this for that person, I did that for that person. And I'll forgive, but I'm not gonna forget what you did. I'm gonna just keep my distance from you. I don't have time to be interacting with you, saying, oh, you did this, you did that, you did this. I had that the other day, and I said, I'm fine. When you did what you did, hey, I was cool. I didn't make no fuss about it. I'm only gonna mention something one time, and I put that seed in there, and I'm just waiting to see how it goes. And then while they steady making excuses or they steady making lies, you just steady drip yourself away. You got too many things to be worried about who's gonna be in and out your life. But just don't allow them to be in that doorway. Like, hey, first, if you're in, you're in. You're out, you're out. You got to be able to go. But your spirit guides, your loved ones, people that you interact with, that really want to see you win, they're all telling you, man, don't even worry about that. It's a small thing to a giant. You ain't got to worry about that. Just allow yourself to keep pushing. If you didn't have these things that happen in your life, you're not going to have that determination to get your head above water. If you did not exceed, like basically trying to run in the mud, and you know how that is when you get your legs and feet in mud and it's deep. It's hard, but you got to keep on no matter how messy it gets, how stuck it gets, you need to go. You don't need to be drowning in stuff. And I always tell people, there's things that people envy you about, because no matter how much they done threw at you, no matter how much they done degraded you, disrespected you, you still kept going. There are sometimes it really has take a toll on people, and it's sad when it does that, and they don't realize how much that could hurt somebody. But trust and believe, they're gonna have what you tend to put on people has a funny way of coming back to you, and you end up going through the same things that they going through. And I see it all around. I don't laugh at it. I was like, girl, don't tickle yourself pink off of that. But you know why it's happening. But just allow yourself to keep going. You can't laugh at somebody else's misfortune, even though they did something to you. You got to be like, Dad, okay. Karma be hitting. And it's not even exactly how they did it to you, but it'll come out in a way that they'll know is the reason why. They'll know why it happened. And I mean, it's just like I said, you're going to have people that are lurking in the shadows and giving you that friendly voice in your life, just to tell you, yeah, it's hard. But guess what? You can push even harder. When the world gives you so many reasons to cry, you allow yourself to find many reasons to smile. All those times it's not going to be that way every single time. Because when you allow yourself to be determined, using your surroundings that you're desperately trying to get out of to keep being your motivation to keep moving, because you're almost there.
You get signs all the time. You're almost there. And a lot of times it's hard for us to see the blessings that are surrounding us when it's not the blessings that we totally asked for. But, your prayers are being answered, but it's going to come in a different way you didn't expect it to. Because there's times, you get upset, you get mad like that. I asked, for this situation, for me to have strength from this situation, then you add more heavy stuff on there from that situation. I said, and I have to tell myself, I said, you won't have enough of asking God and Him to give you the motivation and the willpower, because then they'll start letting heavy stuff get you to where, if this doesn't strengthen you and it breaks you, that lets you know there's still some healing you needed to do from that situation. And I tell myself that you got to be honest with yourself. Yeah, you get mad when you didn't get what you wanted at that time, but you have to allow yourself to say, maybe it wasn't ready for me to have it right now anyway. If I would have got it right now, been up in my feelings about something, you could have did something really jacked up and then end up not just allowing yourself just to learn the action out of a negative reaction. You would have basically forfeited your own blessings. So a lot of times you have to allow yourself to see it as that, so you don't get in your feelings about not getting your blessings at the time. But it's already written for you to have it. It's already written for you to have it. The universe has confidence in you. They're going to do what it takes to get that. We're going to keep on, they'll block things so you can't, do the easy route or cut corners. They want you to be giving it have all you have. So when you have that, they can say you did it on your own. You did it on your own, you know, because I've been going through this almost close to 4 years. And I guess it's like I'm going through these different situations because I know my dad's anniversary is getting ready to come up. And that's not something I want to even go through. I'm just trying to get myself to that peace of mind. I would not wish this on anybody. I mean, anybody, I would not wish this on, because this is like a painful feeling, you know, and you have to keep on going. When you resist yourself from falling, those are the times they'll strengthen you to keep rising. It's just like, you're like in a slingshot and you could have failed. Them things keep pulling you back, pulling you back, pulling you back. You know what a slingshot is. You can pull back so far, and then when it's the universe sees, it's like, you know what? They're determined. They're determined. They're not giving up. They might cry. They may be upset. They may be fussing at the world about everything they're going through, but they're not giving up. They needed to take a break for that minute, but they still got back up. And that's when, when it's all said and done, those times when you did not give up, even when it's looked cloudy and foggy and you can understand where you're going, you had to trust that process on where it was taking you. And when it does and you finally get there, you be like, you know what? I did this, I did that, I did this. I've seen people, I forgot what this guy's name is. He's in I think he's Hawaii. I heard about this motivational speaker a while back. I think it was over a year ago. And he was on really heavy drugs. He was, on cocaine, heroin, and meth, all this stuff. And, all the people that went out their way to help him, he would rob them, just do some really hateful stuff to them. And then when he almost, I think he went to prison, and he had no choice but to get clean. And when he got out, all the people that he hurt, he ended up paying back and blessing them in some kind of way. And he travels all over, Hawaii, basically telling people about his life story. And I was like, dang, um, you'd be surprised what your tragedy ends up being in somebody else's blessing. Because I see it all the time when it comes to my situations, by the comments y'all drop, by y'all wanting to be able to talk to me and ask me about my opinion. I don't tell you what you want to hear, but I'm not going to, down talk you. I'm not going to remind you of what your past is. I'm not going to, shun you or act different from you because we're not seeing eye to eye on certain things. Or the things that you have done, your addictions you take. I said, I'm not God. We all sin differently. I can't get mad at you because your sin is a lot different than mine. But we have all been in a dark place. We have all tried to find our way out of that tunnel to reach our light, and we didn't realize we are that light. When you're looking for that light, you got to look in. The only way is only way is out is to go within, and you got what it takes. So it's like when the world starts being hard on you, allow yourself to know between you and your spirit guides and your loved ones and the people that really support you is going to help you push harder than when the world start pushing against you. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I want to give a post notification shout out to let me see who else I got on here. To Gabriel, Nirvana, Soul, Christine. Flaherty, much love to you, and Alien Vegan, much love to you as well. And James Ishman, when you left that message, oh my God, if you watch this video, you almost had me in tears this morning. Just being able to know how I view life, how I pass visions as well as whatever they need me to tell, that comes from spirit, that comes from universe. Being able to know that I can be a part of your life as you're a part of mine. You're on your way from seeing me in my journey when I deal with my days. It's not something easy. I go through it just like y'all go through it, but it's all a small thing to a giant. These things are only temporary, but these are the things you needed to strengthen you to be like you were before you came here, before you signed that paper. But the only thing is, we didn't realize whatever we were when we signed that paper, that contract, we're going to be 20 to 1,000 times more than we were before we came back into these lives. So you have to be able to appreciate the heavens and thank them as well for, even though you have gone through those dark changes and those down times are the ones that's going to catapult you into something you never thought you were going to be. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I hope y'all continue to have a blessed week. If you're going through some trying times right now, allow yourself to know it's not going to always be that way. Don't give up on what you're trying to work hard for. Your soul's not going to allow you to do it, and sure, your spirit guides are not going to allow you to do it either. If you need to take a break, take a break. If you need to go out and get a breather and start yelling and cussing at the world, you go do that. But do not give up, or give out on what is meant for you. And don't allow your dream to become somebody else's dream. That is the worst. Oh God, I don't want to even think about that. But you allow your dream to continue to stay your dream, and let that be your motivation. So like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Drop me a line, share, give me a thumbs up. If you want to meet me, meet me. If you want to connect with me on one, you can always find me on Facebook Messenger up under my name. I'm not going to accept any Facebook requests. I keep telling people that I don't want nobody thinking I'm feeling some type of way about them. But from my bad experiences before, I didn't want to cut somebody else off because of some, other people and their wrongdoing. So I said I will allow myself to not accept any friend requests, but I will stay connected with you on Facebook Messenger. So that'll be the best, quickest way you can get in touch with me. If you're in the US of A, you can contact me. My chat times are between 10 o'clock in the morning until 10:30 at night, Pacific Central Standard Time. Um, and that's 7 days a week. If you are overseas, those times do not pertain to you, because I know there's a lot of people I deal with that has 8 or 9 hour differences between me. So I tried to go ahead and, reply back to you as soon as I can. Everything we talk about is confidential. I'll help you out the best way I can. And if I can't help you, I'll definitely send you in the direction that will, give you the answers that you need. So make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity, words, vibes, and frequencies. You never know, those can really take somebody a long way. And know that you are truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved. And know that everybody, there's somebody, I say everybody, knowing there's somebody actually praying for your days. And I will see y'all on my next video. Much love to you. Peace and be well.